Hi, welcome to my channel. This is AB. Number one, thank you so much to everyone, every single follower, every single like, every single person that commented, that sent me feedback, both in the comment section and through text message. I'm very thankful. I am, and I made a lot of notes for this video, so hopefully this video is going to be way better than the prior one. Today I'm going to be making pan de jamón. Pan de jamón is a traditional Venezuelan bread. We typically make it in Christmas. I have my recipe, which I will be sharing also on Substack. I encourage you to watch obviously the entirety of the video, but if at some point you want to check like just the written aspect of the recipe, go to my Substack. In there I will be placing some photos of the step-by-step and obviously the whole recipe. Let's begin. Let's start by taking water and mixing it with sugar. And also the active dry yeast. Then we are going to take this mix and we will add the eggs, the shortening, the powdered milk, and we will mix really well. If you have a KitchenAid, feel free to use it. I am using it by hand because I don't have one. Once that it is integrated, start adding slow the bread flour. Remember, always add the flour slowly. We want a dough that does not stick in your hand, but we don't want a dry dough. Once that is ready, add the salt to the table and start integrating the salt onto the dough. It's going to get a little bit sticky, but don't worry, keep working. Once the salt is fully integrated, put it on a bowl, cover it with a plastic film, and don't be like me, you can add a little bit of oil to the top so it does not stick to the plastic. Let's portion this dough in 2 parts. This recipe is for 2 loaves. I like to weight it, but you don't have to. Simply cut it in half and then make 2 big portions. Dust a little bit of flour onto the table. Take a rolling pin and make a big rectangle. In reality, I will not give you a size for this rectangle. Just make sure that the dough is half of an inch thick. Create a rectangle that fits in the tray that you will be using and cut the borders. I really like to make sure that it's even. Then you are going to add half of the raisins, half of the ham, and of course half of the bacon. And now add olives. I like to add only 7 olives per loaf. Take the bottom part of the rectangle and start rolling it up so you can create the loaf. It's very easy. Simply roll, tuck a little bit, and keep rolling. Roll, tuck, until you create the loaf. You're going to pinch the dough. We want to make sure that we close completely the loaf. We also are going to cover the tips. We want to fully enclose our pan de jamón. Take a fork and pierce the loaf on its entirety. You want to pinch all the loaf so the heat goes evenly through the entirety of it. Place it on your tray, and then you're going to take an egg and mix it with sugar. And you will use this mixture to varnish all your pan de jamón. Varnish it well. Make sure that every single part of it is varnished, and let your loaf rest for 20 to 30 minutes, although I like to let it rest for an hour. You will bake this bread at 350 Fahrenheit. Look at this, really golden and gorgeous. You can let the loaf rest for 5 minutes before cutting it. Steaming, the dough is properly cooked, golden. Okay, final thought. I am quite happy with the result. I actually sent a text message to my husband saying, baby, I think that this is the best pan de jamón that I've made so far. I think that I will give myself maybe a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoy the flavor of this bread. On my next one, what I will try to do is, with the tweak that I made onto this dough recipe, I will try to use Malta, which is a soda that we have in South America. You literally can buy it on any Mexican store. I will substitute the water for Malta just to see how the flavor goes on the dough. And on this particular recipe, I did not use papelón or piloncillo to varnish the bread. On the follow one I will. It will add an extra layer of sweetness to the bread. But I will be honest, I particularly enjoy the way that this pan de jamón ended. The dough was soft, it was sweet enough without being overwhelmingly sweet. I really love this recipe. I definitely encourage you to try it out. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let's create community. Thank you so much for being here. Until the next time, bye-bye.